Hi there. Thank you for joining me. I'm happy to see you here today. My name is Linda Hollington. I'm with Caldwell Banker Paradise, and I work mostly in Brevard County, Florida. So, welcome to my podcast. I appreciate you joining us. I have had a lot of questions on homeowners associations, especially from people coming from other states, because Florida is big on HOAs, they call them homeowners associations here in Florida. I think it's second in the nation. I think maybe Texas is first, but we have a lot of homeowners associations. So, in showing properties and looking at properties that they want to purchase, there's a lot of questions about that. So, I've got the main ones here today. So, I thought we'd take a look at that. What exactly is an HOA? It's a homeowners association. It's an organization in a residential community that creates and enforces rules for the property and the residents. And like I said, they're pretty common here. They can be as much as very controlling over things, or you can have a homeowner association that really not so much, that there's not a whole lot of things go on. So there's a wide variety of what exactly that means. So if you get to looking at properties in Florida or anywhere, but we do have a lot of HOAs here, you want to make sure that you read all the documents about it too before you waste your time on it. There may be something in there that's controlled that you don't particularly want. So just make sure of that. And then there's the fees. Homeowners associated communities are required to pay fees for the services that are common. Uh, Sometimes, most of the time, they're monthly fees. Sometimes they're quarterly or they can be annually, depending on what is decided on it. Typically, it includes the landscaping of the house, outside maintenance, yards, uh, upkeep of the ground areas, your amenities. You can have tennis courts, swimming pools. There's no end to the amenities that you can have. Um, and the common areas, like your sidewalks, your parks. You might have a little picnic area. You might even have a pond or something in the area, all those kind of things. And there's miscellaneous fees too. Not fees for you, but expenses for the homeowners association. And that's usually reviewed at your meetings, what's coming up, what's needed, and that kind of thing. You could have special assessments. You could have a major crack somewhere, or need a driveway or a bigger parking lot or whatever. And so there'll be assessments for those type of things. And some of them can be emergencies after storms, those kind of things. And who runs the HOA, the Homeowners Association? They're a nonprofit and a voluntary board, usually. They have bylaws that guide them how they function, and including election rules, board member responsibilities, and meeting all the protocols of the job. What kind of rules do they enforce? Uh, they enforce the bylaws, which everybody that lives there in the community is going to have a copy. The covenants, those would be things that were decided on prior to the homeowners association. Those are things that were just came with the property, so to speak. Like you cannot do this or that, you know. Conditions that have been chosen, restrictions, regulations. They maintain uniformity usually through their landscaping, and eh, that's to protect the real estate prices for these homes, like the landscaping and that kind of thing, to keep them looking properly in through the entire community. They also regulate noise, pets, home exteriors, property modifications, and common area policies. They cannot enforce any rules that conflict with local, state, and federal laws. And I know in the last few years, there's been a lot of talk about, whether you can have a gun or not in these communities. That's one that I'm familiar with. And that has to be decided by the community. Our condo HOA is the same. Actually, sort of. In the regular Homeowners Association, you own the property, that you're living in. In the condo association, you own the unit that you live in, and you have a interest in the common areas. You own an interest, like if there's 10, you own 10%. If there's 10 units, you would own 10%. Individual properties on an HOA, it's different. You own your property and they're just governing the community, whatever you give them the power to do. And sometimes common areas are owned by the HOA, but that can vary. And especially in a condo, they can't be. What about co-ops? I haven't run into a whole lot of co-ops in Florida, but they're there. And they're really pretty simple. I owned one myself. I had a small plane. So my co-op was for a hangar. And if you you own an interest in the co-op, and then you will be given a proprietary lease to sign for your particular unit. And you will pay on that lease, which is made up of the other owners. So that's the way that goes. There are some condos that are like that have been around for a while. But like I said, there's not too many of them. What are the benefits and drawbacks of the HOAs? Well, I think you can probably already see that. The benefits is you can have a lot more amenities. Some of them even have billiard rooms, movie theaters, outside theaters. There's no end to what could be there. So you can have more, and you have enhanced security that you probably would not have on your property. You have more maintenance support. But sometimes the added cost of all these things can become burdensome, and the restrictions also. So you want to make sure if you're looking at something with an HOA that you understand the HOA really well, have some conversation with some people that live there, and make sure that they coincide with your needs and your preferences of how you want to live before you get involved in that. And check it out really well. Thank you for joining me. Send me any questions that you have that I can help you with, and I'll be happy to do that. And I'll see you again next time. Thanks again. Bye.